How to Read Stocks for Newbies, a step-by-step guide. It can seem like trying to decipher stock charts is a daunting task, but it's really easier than you might think. Once they're broken down into their individual parts, reading them becomes much more manageable. You don't need to be an expert in technical analysis to start investing, and it's not required to know how to do in-depth stock trading. But understanding the basics of charts is helpful for performing better. Stock investing can help you make better decisions if you understand the underlying concepts and data about stocks. Well, luckily for you, Fortune Fastlaner, we've got you covered. Whether you're a newbie or not, we're going to share with you a step-by-step guide on how to read stocks. So, sit back and watch this video till the end, and from there, you will get a lot of insights. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the Fortune Fastlane YouTube channel. Before anything else, we want to give you a disclaimer. Whether investing in stocks is right for you or not, keep these things in mind. This is not financial advice and we're not financial advisors. Therefore, please be careful. Do your own research and make your own decisions on whether or not it's worth investing in stocks. This is a viable option for you. We will not be liable for any losses you may cause after investing and trading in the stock market. Before investing, we always recommend that you verify with a licensed professional person. Let's begin by taking a look at Disney at www.finance.yahoo.com. Ticker symbol. Disney is owned by the Walt Disney Company, DIS. If you're viewing Disney right now, on top of the chart, you can see the company name followed by the symbol DIS. This is called the ticker symbol. A ticker symbol is a type of identification you typically see when buying or selling stocks. It can be difficult to distinguish between different companies with similar names. The function of a ticker symbol is to give it easier reference since there are hundreds of stocks on most trading floors and these symbols represent a company. You should use the correct stock symbol when buying or selling stocks. With plenty of options, you can choose just the stock ticker symbol. Make sure to ensure you've chosen the correct one for your investment. Share price. So basically, DIS's share price is $138.21. The share price of a stock may be listed in a variety of different ways, including the previous day's closing price, the present day's opening price, and the current price based on the most recent trade. The price of a stock can change rapidly, so it's important to pay attention to the current price before you trade. You can see below the share price if the market is open or closed. If the market is closed, the numbers next to the share price will not be fluctuating. If the market is open, you will see that the share price is as fluctuating every few seconds. It will fluctuate. During the trading day, it went up 0.26 cents. Therefore, it was up 0.20%. However, markets are very volatile these days. If the stock market has closed, then the company's stock will remain on the market for trading after hours. Stock market closes don't mean the stock will close. It's still trading after hours and sometimes it ends up rallying in value. And also, when it comes tomorrow, ahead of the market's opening means trading will be pre-market. Less shares will be traded in the pre-market than on the market during the day. There will be a lot of buying and selling in the stock markets during the day. And there will still be little buying and selling after the market closes and before the market opens. Pre-market trading hours are determined by how long it is before the market opens on any given day. Previous close and open. The day prior, the previous close of DIS was $138.14. This morning, today, the stock price opens at $137.44. The open price is the first trade price of the day. The close price is the last trade price of the day. When the market is closed, it will report the most recent valuation from before it was closed. Bid and ask. This is just for your information. Please note that we're not going to cover the bid and the ask information because this is meant for beginners. However, the bid is what people are willing to pay and the ask is the price at which they're willing to sell it at a share. Days range and 52-week range. The days range of DIS is the price fluctuation of the day. During the day or today's trading, it fluctuated from 136.57 all the way up to 138.68. Daily price range shows the highest and lowest prices as stock has traded for over the course of the day. It's important to know what prices are exceptional in order to determine when you should buy or sell. The 52-week range shows you where the price of DIS has been in the past year. It has been as low as 128.38 and as high as 196.33. So you can see the current share price to 138.21. It's not near the lowest and it's not near the highest point during the 52-week range. So basically, there are 52 weeks in a year. This is the way that the stock market generates its price range. The 52-week range is shown by the highest and lowest published price of a security over the previous year. This data gives investors, analysts, and technical traders an idea of how much volatility certain securities have seen over time. Volume and average volume. Volume can serve as an attractive, high-quality indicator for a share. When compared to prior periods, volume is a quality, stock market indicator that showcases investor interest in a company, sector, or industry. This is the reason why volume is absolutely vital. This shows you how many shares, for example, DIS has traded this day. This shows that 6,507,142 shares have been traded today. If the volume is lower than a particular stock, it might be difficult to cash in on your investment. This can result in losing money on the trade. Stock volume is a good way to know if a stock isn't worth investing in or not. If you see a stock with a low volume, that means you could get caught in stock with limited trading activity and have trouble unloading the shares when it no longer suits your purposes. Spotting these issues early is important in order to limit losses. However, if you're looking at DIS, you'll see that the volume is nearly 6.5 million shares and one share is $138.21. That means it's liquid, which just means that it's very easy and quick for you to buy a share, and at the same time, it's also easy for you to sell a share of DIS because nearly 6.5 million shares trade hands each day. The average volume is the average daily number of shares of stock traded per day. For example, if you're looking at DIS, trades today were less than on average. This simply means a lot of shares are trading each day, which is easy for an early bird to sell their position. This is because it's very easy for them to get out very quickly. Market cap. A company's market cap is the total value of its shares, meaning the total dollar market value. It's calculated by multiplying the number of outstanding shares by the stock price. Many companies are compared to each other relative to their market cap. Looking at DIS's market cap, it's 249.845 billion. This means this is the market capitalization, which is the value of the company, meaning how many shares there are of DIS multiplied by the price per share will give you the market cap. To put it simply, 249.845B means the market cap or the company's value is valued at 249.845 billion. However, if you saw this as an M instead of a B, then that would simply mean 249.845 million. Or if you saw this as a T instead of a B, then that means it's 249.845 trillion. Beta. The beta of a stock represents the volatility of the underlying security relative to the market as a whole. So, if one stock experienced greater volatility than expected during some particular period, its beta often will be fairly large. Beta is not an indication of how security will perform in the future, but it can provide insight into how it may react due to the market movements. This terminology or items is an intermediate level. Note that we're not going to further discuss beta, so please disregard this for the time being. Again, this video is meant for beginners. PE ratio. The price to earnings or PE ratio for short is commonly seen on a stock chart. The PE ratio is a metric used to determine the value of shares in a company, and it's usually used by investors. It's calculated by dividing the current share price into how many times the company has reported its earnings per share (EPS) over the past 12 months. The PE ratio also shows how much the company is worth, taking the current stock price and working forwards to see how long it would take for investors to earn back their money. Some investors may use this to decide if a stock is worth investing in or not, and some use it as a way of determining fair value. Earnings per share, EPS. The earnings per share or EPS of a company represents the net profit earned for each share outstanding during the previous 12 months. It shows how much net income the company makes divided by how many shares it has. EPS is typically reported on an annual basis, that is, for a year. The TTM refers to the abbreviation for trailing 12 months. Earnings date. DIS company expects to release its quarterly earnings between May 11, 2022 and May 16, 2022. Earning dates simply mean these are dates when the company's quarterly earnings will be released. Forward dividend and yield. dividends represent a type of return that securities pay their shareholders, usually cash in the form of dividends. However, not all companies pay dividends. You may need to check if your company pays dividends before purchasing them. Dividend yields represents the rate at which a company pays out its dividend expressed as a percentage, taking the annual dividend and dividing it by the current stock price. DIS is one example of a company or a stock that doesn't pay a dividend. However, if you bought $100 worth of stocks of a company that is paying dividends and yield, you would receive in dividends rate. For example, we have APPL, Apple Inc., of 0.57%. You would be receiving dividends of roughly 0.57 cents. Ex-Dividend Date. The ex-dividend date refers to the day when new shareholders no longer are entitled to receiving a previously declared dividend. To receive this dividend, investors must purchase the stock before the ex-dividend date, otherwise they will not be eligible to receive the payment. 1-year target estimate. An estimate is created of what the stock price will be a year from now. This provides the most popular estimation based on the opinions of professionals and their predictions of the future. When you're aiming for a 1-year time frame, it's important not to rely on other people's opinions or even specific websites such as Yahoo Finance or Google. When you do your own search, be sure to look for data from reliable sources. News section. This section has been set up to show the latest news about the company. If there are large fluctuations in stock price, this information may be of particular interest. You can see these changes on this page, but beware of the advertisements. Stock chart. When investors understand how to evaluate stock charts, they have an easier time reading the data and understanding trends in that information. There are many different chart types available, such as line charts, bar charts, candlestick chart, point and figure charts, and logarithmic charts. So it's easy to filter through the information gathered by these charts. So basically, there are the price movements. You can notice that there is an x-axis. This typically shows the time of the day, and the y-axis is showing the price. 1D means the 1-day chart. For example, we have again DIS during the 1 day. You can also switch the time frame to 5D, is for 5 days chart. 1M is for 1 month chart. 6M is for 6 months chart, YTD is for the year-to-date chart, 1Y is for 1-year chart, 5Y is for 5-year chart, and Max will take you back as far as it goes. You can view these to see how the price fluctuates. You would also refer and want to check the news during that time frame to see what happened during the price drop. This is the reason why it's favorable to look at the charts as well. Tab bar. On the tab bar section, you can see charts. This is where you see the price fluctuates on a different set of time frames. Conversation. We suggest that you ignore the conversations. You should not trust anybody on the conversations on Yahoo's message board. Statistics. This is your more intermediate analysis. Historical data. This is the price closings and what the stock price was on a particular day from a set time frame. Profile. This will give you a little bit more information about the company. You can check on this tab bar section who are the key executives, and you can also do your background or research on these people. Financials. This is where you can look at the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow statement. Analysis tab. We suggest that you also ignore this. You should not trust these people. The real reason you should not trust any analyst is that they just get it wrong all the time. These analyses are simply too opinionated. Options. This is more advanced. We're not gonna further discuss this, so please disregard this for the time being. Again, this video is meant for newbies. Holders. This shows you who are the stockholders of the shares. People want to know information like this because if you're familiar with the stock market, it can indicate a vote of confidence in that company. Sustainability. This is not practical information and it's not necessary since most investors are usually big institutions and big-time investors who typically have shareholders. Stock charts can be complicated to read with lots of lines and colors, but sometimes that's because you're not breaking them down into individual parts. These are the basic things that you need to know on how to read a stock quote. Was this video helpful to you? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. That's it for this video, Fortune Fastlaner. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we've delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person as a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you'll start to see results. See you soon!